All right. It looks like we are live. What is going on, BriHive? Welcome back to yet another BriHive Live. What is going on? It is already Thursday. We are going into the lovely, beautiful weekend. It seemed like this week went by super fast, but I feel like I say that every Thursday live stream because the weeks do go by super fast, although sometimes I can't sleep at night, but that's not what we're talking about today. Today, we have two new cases that we briefly mentioned during the last live stream. We got Beyonce being sued for copyright infringement, but is Beyonce the only one being sued? No, there's several other people, and this really focuses on the New Orleans bounce community. So that was interesting to learn because I've heard the song "Break My Soul," and I've never noticed the underlay of the Big Frida song that's right under it, and you can prominently hear it like at the beginning of the song and then like portions throughout the middle of the song. But I never noticed it. But then again, I don't really listen to that song like that, so maybe that's why. But anyways, I'm gonna get into why that lawsuit is complete BS to me. Like, yes, I'm coming out straight up and telling y'all that I think that lawsuit is BS. I know we got the Beehive and the BriHive, and that's not why I'm supporting her. But the lawsuit is just a mess and absolutely ridiculous. Has a couple of double standards while we're just getting started. It seems like it's just trying to get some attention, so maybe people will go and listen to the original or what they're claiming to be the original song. We'll jump into that in just a moment. And then we got Sean Kingston being sued civilly, his mama arrested, and I believe he also has an arrest warrant out or has been arrested. I don't remember what it is, but Sean Kingston, the beautiful girls are not coming after you because you be doing fraud allegedly. Like, allegedly you commit fraud. You got a civil lawsuit going on, and then you also got your mama being arrested. I think I got a comment back from Kimmy. He and his mother was both arrested. Okay, we just don't have his arrest warrant. That's right. Okay, and he was arrested in California, is awaiting extradition, says Kimmy. And then his house in Florida was raided by SWAT. Okay, thank you for the reminder on that information. I'm like, it's just a bunch of stuff going on. So both of them were arrested. He just needs to get, shuttled back to Florida, and so they can start the lawsuit. But I mean, he's famous, but like, what is he doing now? Like, he was famous when I was in like elementary school, but I have not heard him put out another hit. So I understand the need for money, but when y'all start hearing about all these people that has already sued him successfully, I think your jaws are going to drop. My jaws dropped. I didn't know that many people were suing him. So that's interesting. If you are watching live, make sure you go ahead and drop your comment. Let us know that you are here live so that we can say hello. If you're watching on the replay, make sure you hit the like button and comment down below. Let us know that you're watching on the replay because we love our replay crew. And let's go ahead and set our like goal for the stream. We are at 12 likes with 11 people watching live. If you have not hit the like button, please do. It does help us out in the algorithm. It helps us hit our like goal. We have not hit our like goal this week, so it would be lovely if we can hit our like goal. So again, don't forget to hit the like, and this is the like goal for the live stream. Now, we are going to jump in to the chat and say hello to everyone, and then we're going to get into all this nonsense that is Sean Kingston and Beyonce, and we need to vote. Like, are these people thieves? For Sean Kingston, is he stealing money from people or stealing goods? Like, he's the allegations is that he's stealing goods. He's just not paying for it. He's like five-finger discounting like these really big expensive things when he's not supposed to be doing that. And then for Beyonce, it's being accused. Beyonce is being accused of stealing a song and not giving copyright or not getting creator credit to these people that said they created this song back in 2002. Okay, we're not going to listen to the songs on the live stream. I meant to link the YouTube links in the chat. Not the chat, I'm sorry, in the description box. I'm going to try to do that at least right after we get off the stream so that y'all can go back and listen to the songs and let me know if you think they're different. Hopefully my opinion won't sway you too much before we get into that, but I will be dropping the link so that everybody can hear and let me know if you think it's the same. And you know what? I don't even think that you have to think it's the same. Beyonce literally samples a song that this other person, that the plaintiffs are saying that the other defendant, Big Frida, took for them. We're going to get into it. Let me go ahead and say hi to everyone. So we need Bossy B to make an appearance. All right, let me get to the comments. That would be helpful. We got Amy Evans, member of the channel. Hello and welcome in. Nice to have you back tonight. We got Isla, another member of the channel, saying, hey, BriHive. Hello, welcome back into the live stream. Nice to have you tonight. We got Lambe Bay, a moderator of the channel. Have not seen you live in a while. Welcome back, saying, hey, everyone, I've been MIA. Glad to be back. We are glad to have you back. I hope you are doing well. We got Just Me MD, another member of the channel. Hello, welcome back into the live stream, saying hi, BriHive, buzzing in and sending love from East Texas, where the weather is bipolar and the pollen is popping. Yes, I know. Welcome back in, Just Me MD. Nice to have you back tonight. Miss Frosty, also another member of the channel. Welcome back, saying happy Fake Friday, everyone. Woohoo! I'm off tomorrow. I love that. Happy Fake Friday. Happy almost Friday. Happy Fake Friday to everyone. The lovely Thursday. I will also be off tomorrow doing a bunch of errands for a party. So that it's going to be fun, but really is it fun to running errands is not fun. Okay. Kimmy Locker, another member of the channel, also our moderator, our consultant, and our paralegal of the channel. We got a serious meeting after the live stream. So look forward to hearing your ideas, and sorry for all the text messages today. It wasn't a lot though. It was not a lot of text messages, but it's like, we got to do something here. Welcome back. Kimmy saying hello to everyone. Just Me MD saying Texas weather is still tripping. One moment she is nice and beautiful, then goes straight into hell mode without warning. I believe you on that. I definitely believe you on that. Tanya D, also known as Destined to Be, moderator and member of the channel, saying, hey, BriHive, hello and welcome back in. Nice to have you here tonight. We got All the Happy Squirrels, another member of the channel. Welcome in, saying hello with an exclamation point. We are also excited to see you, All the Happy Squirrels. Welcome back to the live stream. We got Small saying, hey, T to Tanya D. How are you on tonight? Another moderator of the channel. Welcome back, Smalls. I literally meant to watch your live stream last night. I know you do Wednesdays, but I don't know what happened. I just missed it. I need to go back and watch one of your streams or some of your streams, because yesterday I was like, I'm going to watch your stream tomorrow. And then it just completely slipped my mind. So I'll have to be on the replay crew. Welcome back, Smalls. Kimmy Locker saying, oh, what party? We are throwing a graduation party for Alpha. He's always getting celebrated. Lucky him. And I'm always the one running around trying to do balloon art decoration art. Knowing that I'm not creative at all, but I say this and then I get on the internet and I like show my face. So maybe I am creative, but also I think it's just that I like to talk a lot. But anyways, we are doing a balloon arch and some other decorations that I spent over an hour in Hobby Lobby that I only meant to spend 30 minutes in there, because Hobby Lobby actually does not have as much stuff I think they would have that I thought they would have. I was highly disappointed in Hobby Lobby, but graduation party for Alpha. I'll be running around getting everything together for him and getting my hair together and all kinds of stuff. So celebration, congratulations to him. Now we just need him to pass that test and, spin a check, husband. Phoenix Waller, another member of the channel, welcome in, saying, hey, y'all, I'm probably on lurker duty tonight. Listen, but working on other stuff instead of chatting. No problem. We are happy to have you back here into the chat. And if you get a little idea, feel free to type it up quickly and get back to whatever you have to do. We're happy to have you in listening mode or typing mode. Tanya D saying happy Friday. Eve, about to pour some glow in the dark resin for the first time. That sounds fun. Tanya always got a project going on. That's who's creative. Can you come do a balloon arch for me? No, I'm gonna do my balloon arch. I like trying to do stuff, and I'm like really against, spending money. I'm really against spending money. So I feel like I can do the balloon arch. I did a really good job on his birthday, but it was very stressful because it was the first one that I did. And now I'm doing another one. I think this one should go a lot smoother than the one on his birthday, because that was a mess. I had to go to the store like 4 or 5 times trying to get this thing to stick to the wall. But now I've bought a separate arch that should stand on its own, and I should not have to stick anything to the wall. But just in case I do have to stick anything to the wall, I did get the gear to allow me to prep it to the wall. So Either way it goes, we're doing it second time around, balloon arch and other decorations for this party. And hopefully it will be a good time and everyone can say, woohoo, congratulations for graduating. Okay. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump into the cases for today. We are going to start off with Sean Kingston's mother's arrest warrant, letting us know what the heck they're arresting her for. So let's go ahead and have Bossy B bring us in. All right. So, arrest warrant for Mr. Sean Kingston's mother, apparently assisting him in doing fraud. And for those of you who do not know who Sean Kingston is, he is an artist from Jamaica and he makes catchy. I mean, he made catchy songs, right? I don't know what music he's putting out recently, but he's probably most known for the song "All the Beautiful Girls." Yeah, I probably shouldn't be singing on live stream, and I was snapping all off beat. Don't judge me for that. But anyways, he's known for that song, and then he has a couple of other hits. And again, I don't know what hits he has put out recently, but apparently we're still calling him famous. Either way it goes, he is being accused, along with his mother, of basically receiving goods and not paying for them. They be stealing, low key, is what they're being accused of stealing constantly. And we have a super long, and we're not going to read the arrest warrant word for word, but we're going to talk about what she's being accused of. And I'm thinking he's being accused of all the same thing because they're basically calling him the mastermind of all of it. This was issued on May 20th of this year, so just a week and a half or so ago. And this is for Janice Eleanor Turner. She's a Black female, and they gave her birthday and all the things. And she is Sean Kingston's mom, who apparently I think lives with him in Florida. The first count that she is being arrested on is organized scheme to defraud for something over $50,000. This has to do with Mazal Jewelry, this is, intent to defraud Mazal Jewelry Inc., Mari Inc., and the Ocean Auto Club, Explicit, I don't know how they say that, Explicit, I think that was the TV company. They unlawfully participated in a systematic ongoing course to conduct with the intent to defraud one or more persons with the intent to obtain property from one or more persons by false or fraudulent pretenses, representations, or promises, or willful representation of the future act, and thereby obtain property from businesses or persons valued at more than $100,000 or more. So they went ahead and listed all 3 or 4 of people that they are basically executing these statutes under. They basically tried to defraud a bunch of businesses. Let's talk about the criminal use of personal identification information. They don't really tell us whose personal information that they use, but they did use someone's personal identification without permission from the other person. To wit, Bank of America, without first obtaining that person's consent for the pecuniary benefit, value of services received, payment sought to be avoided, and injury and fraud, blah, blah, blah. And they're saying that Sean Kingston was the principal in committing the crime. So he basically told his mama, hey, use this information. This is what I'm assuming. Hey, use this information in order to obtain these goods. Then we got grand theft greater than $20,000, but less than $100,000. And this happened on November 15, 2023. Sean Combs. Aren't we happy that we're not hearing about Diddy? Aren't we happy about this? But Sean Kingston and Janice Turner knowingly obtained and used furniture or goods, the property of Mary, with intent to either temporarily or permanently deprive the other person of the right of the property or the benefit of the property. The property was valued at $86,568.33. I don't know. I wanted to say that was referring to the TV, but the TV cost more than that. So I don't know exactly what that's referring to. It was the property Mari, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but this was also listed above for Mari Inc. I'm thinking that was some of the jewelry. I could be wrong, but I'm thinking that's some of the jewelry. Okay. Next count number 4. So we're already on the 4th count. Fraud for insufficient funds, check greater than $150,000. she basically wrote a check for $44,298.33. I don't know what is up with this 33 cents. Maybe that was for the TV, because I feel like they tried to send $40,000 for the TV. Either way it goes, a lot of the numbers, the amounts that they try to spend are very similar, but either way it goes, I guess that's trying to pay off the other, this count number 3 was, because the 33 cents, why do we keep getting 33 cents? But basically they wrote a check that bounced, and they are again saying that Sean Kingston is the primary principal in doing the crime, basically telling his mother potentially to write a check, let it bounce, and now we have these free goods. Okay, then we got grand theft greater than $100,000. They basically kept an Escalade that they rented from the Ocean Auto Club. They don't know if they intended to temporarily or permanently keep this vehicle from the Ocean Auto Club, but the vehicle was valued at $159,701.49. I don't know where they get the 49 cents on a vehicle, but either way it goes, that's what they're valuing the Escalade. It was a Cadillac Escalade. And y'all, I really didn't know that Cadillacs cost that much, but apparently they do. So $160,000 for a Cadillac Escalade that they were supposed to be renting, and they just did not return. Then we got count 6. We are still going with this, okay? Criminal use of personal identification information. Again, they use somebody else's information in order to pay for something. Again, calling Sean Kingston the principal in this situation, basically directing the mom to do whatever was done is what I'm assuming. And this was with the First Republic Bank, where they were trying to get more than $100,000 or $100,000 or more. Okay. And then we got grand theft greater than $100,000 on count 7. It just keeps going on March 14th, 2024. And so all of this is spanning from, I think, like November of last year to I think April of this year. March 14, 2024, Sean Kingston and Janice Turner knowingly obtained or used jewelry, the property of Andriy Nikolenko, I don't know if I'm saying that right, with the intent to either temporarily or permanently deprive the other person of the right of the property or the benefit. The property was valued at $480,000. My thing is, why do people keep lending stuff to them? And you'll understand why I'm saying that a little bit later on, because he's been sued several times, which I'm surprised I haven't heard about this. But also, am I surprised that he's defrauding people? No. Could it be a stereotype of why I'm not surprised that he's defrauding people? Yes. But I mean, it is what it is. He is stealing from people. So he basically kept jewelry that maybe he was just renting, or just, I guess famous people rent jewelry, right? And they basically just didn't give it back, and it's almost $500,000. So, I mean, if you can't afford it, dude, don't rent it. Just, do a light flex. You can get like really nice jewelry from Costco for way less than that. So try that next time. It might not be as flashy as you want, but at least people will not be trying to get you arrested for criminal fraud, okay? And grand theft, that's insane. Criminal use of personal identification information. Again, they did again to Bank of America. Again, calling Sean Kingston the primary principal in this crime. And they basically use somebody's information to try to buy things. And this is just a warrant. They ended up arresting her. They set the bail for each of the counts. They're all $20,000 each from what I can read. They're written funny, but I think they're all or is it 200? I think it's 20,000. I think they're all 20,000 each. I don't know who wrote that, but they did a horrible job writing that. Judge, sorry about it. It's probably the judge that wrote it. And they said that she cannot have any firearms. I'm assuming that his is very similar to this as well. They go ahead and give all of her identifying information. They say that she cannot be released on bail until she can prove that the bail is not connected to any illegal activity. So she can't go sell the jewelry that they say they stole in order to pay off her bond. The defendant shall secure his release. I don't know why they don't put his or her, but his release pursuant to a surety bond that is fully collateralized. Net asset value of the collateral must be in an amount equal to or in excess of the bond amount, and the defendant shall surrender any passport so that she cannot run away to the clerk of the court prior to release. So she has to give up her passport. Let me see here. We got. Okay, and apparently his mom posted bond through a company, so she didn't have the full assets, maybe paid a portion of it. And she was released on Sunday evening. So Mama Bear is not sitting in the jailhouse right now. So I'm thinking that the charges, if not exactly the same, are very similar for Sean Kingston, but apparently they are allegedly using other people's information to pay for stuff, not actually paying for it and keeping it. Not giving it back on time or not giving it back at all, which has resulted in this criminal liability for mama and son to be arrested on these charges. So apparently mom has posted bond. Thank you, Kimmy, for that information. Let me know what y'all think about it in the chat. This is absolutely ridiculous. We are at 23 likes. Shout out to the BriHive with 22 people watching live. So if you have not hit the like button, please do. Our like goal for the stream is 50 likes. We got to reach it, y'all. We have not reached our like goal in a while. I think we can today, though. I think we're doing a really good job. So shout out to y'all for that. Let's go ahead and jump into the comment sections to see what the chat thinks about this. If y'all even care about Sean Kingston, let me know your thoughts, okay? Okay, let's see what we got now. We got Tanya D saying the shade, LOL, with the glasses. I don't know exactly what you're referring to there. I just talk. Small says, right, LOL, but also facts, shade, allegations, and shade and allegations. Small says, don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't already. Yes, of course. Thank you for that reminder. Tanya D says, mom was doing a lot, huh, girl? Mom was in on it, and I don't know if I'm being like a stereotypical by saying I'm not surprised that they were doing this. Like, Sean Kingston committed fraud, although I don't see him really being that famous anymore. Like, that doesn't surprise me because also, how are you still living the famous life and you not really putting out songs like that? And mind you, he could have other businesses that I don't know about, and it could just be me. I might just be hating on him. But also, like, why are we still flexing and I haven't heard a hit song in like decades at this point, okay? But yes, Mama is doing a lot, but they also are accusing Sean Kingston of being the principal. So basically putting Mama up to it. Now, it could be flipped that Mama was putting him up to it or maybe taught him the game. We don't know yet until the case goes to trial. We got Kimmy Locker saying Mary designs and creates the world's largest luxury beds. Oh gosh. And Kingston is accused of fraudulently obtaining a bed that's allegedly somehow worth $86,568.33. The 33 cents is very important. Yeah, no, that makes sense because apparently that is what he did throughout all of these things. And there's a couple of cases that aren't even listed here because they've happened over the years. He's basically known for defrauding people. Like, his business at this point is to defraud people. But yeah, that's a very expensive bed. I almost had a heart attack when I saw beds were like $4,000, depending on what kind of bed that you get, and $8,000, you know, like the Tempur-Pedic ones with the like changing the temperature and that can lift up and, you know, do all these things. Those are like $8,000. For what? For what? I guess because they do things, but still $8,000 for a mattress? It doesn't even include like the bed frame and stuff. Anyways, $86,000, almost $87,000 is a lot of money for a bed, and apparently he only paid a portion of it, maybe about $30,000. It's like his top budget at this point is $30,000 because we're gonna get into the civil lawsuit where he did put a down payment of $30,000 in. So, okay, Mari, am I saying it right? Mary? I don't know. They make beds. Thank you, Kimmy, for that information. We got Sheezy, a member of the channel. Hello and welcome in, saying that bed better be made of literal gold. That's crazy. But sleeping on gold would be very, very uncomfortable, I think. Yes, it probably would. But I'm not that rich, so maybe that's what rich people do. And then apparently he's not that rich either. Apparently we're all in the same boat. Oh my gosh. Anyways, we're gonna jump into the next case. I think this stream is probably gonna be a little bit shorter because I did review documents, so I can kind of summarize a lot of things. I'm very proud of myself for that. Now I just have to not get stuck in the trap of reading things, but I am going to read the civil suit for Sean Kingston because that one is really not that long. So let's go ahead and have Bossy B bring us in. Y'all, I just almost ended the stream on us. Let's click end stream. I'm trying to do my little bookmarky thing. I just have to sit up and actually put the timestamps in at the end of the stream. Now, what was I going to say? We are going on to Sean Kingston being sued civilly by the big TV people. What's the big TV? I think the TV people were listed in here, but not really. Maybe that one is only against the Sun. They didn't specifically give, maybe they're liable for the criminal or the theft of identification to try to pay for it. I'm thinking that's what, because they didn't specifically mention the bad thing on the warrant. So but the bad people are not the bad people, but the TV people are going to sue him. So let's go ahead and jump right into that. We got in the circuit court in Broward County, Florida, we got Bear Entertainment LLC suing Kingston Anderson, also known as Sean Kingston. Makes sense, I guess. Keyshawn, is that how you say that? I don't know. Anyways, they're suing him. They are suing for damages more than $50,000 and attorney's fees and litigation costs. Plaintiff Bear is a Florida corporation that regularly transacts business in Broward County, Florida. Defendant Keyshawn Anderson, aka known as Sean Kingston, is an individual who resides in Broward County, Florida. Plaintiff and defendant entered into a contract for the sale and installation of a 232-inch television into defendant's residence in Broward County. Did he steal the house too? Like that's what did he also steal the house? He done stole the bed, allegedly. He done stole the TV, allegedly. Did he also steal the house? That's what I would like to know. Defendant's breach of this contract and associated conduct, as fully set forth below, forms the basis of a plaintiff's complaint. So what are we looking at? We are looking at a business called Bear Entertainment. Is suing Sean Kingston for basically having them install a huge TV, 232 inches to be exact. That is humongous, into his house. And basically he did not pay for it. And when y'all hear about the nonsense he spewed in getting a lower price for the deposit, like you gotta giggle. You have to giggle at what he tells these people and the fact that these people believed him. But anyways, let's go on. They're saying that they're a renowned corporation nationally. Everybody knows them. On September 23rd, 2023, defendant contacted plaintiff via Instagram and expressed an interest in one of plaintiff's premier products, 232-inch colossal TV coupled with a robust sound system, because he needs that. He allegedly be stealing. In connection with the purchase of the colossal TV and sound system, is just going to be sitting in the house doing nothing. Defendant made numerous false representations to plaintiff. This is where we start getting with the nonsense here. Defendant alleged that he had a current and ongoing relationship with recording artist Justin Bieber. Sean Kingston has an ongoing relationship making music with Justin Bieber. Now, I could just be a little bit too old for my britches here, but is Justin Bieber still making music like that either? I don't think so. But either way, this plaintiff believed that Sean Kingston is making music with Justin Bieber. Why? I don't know. Other than that, Sean Kingston told him. He must be very persuasive, to tell you the truth. To induce plaintiff to accept a much lower down payment and credit towards the purchase price, defendant promised plaintiff that he would produce promotional videos of plaintiff's corporation with Mr. Bieber. So he gave him a discount so that Justin Bieber and Sean Kingston can make promotional videos. Again, why would I want Sean Kingston promoting videos? Maybe he's doing a lot more than I know of, but he's just not on that A-lister, B-lister, C-lister, or D-lister list for me. But also, I'm not, that important to try to establish, what is important or not as far as celebrities go. Either way it goes, let's go. They accepted a lower payment because they thought they were going to get some ads from Justin Bieber and Sean Kingston together. Interesting. Defendant had no ongoing relationship or no ongoing working relationship with Mr. Bieber, nor did defendant and Mr. Bieber have any intention of producing promotional videos of plaintiff's corporation. Like, why y'all bringing Justin Bieber into this? Now you're saying Justin Bieber didn't have an intent to do the video. Justin Bieber probably didn't even know about the video, right? He probably didn't even know, and now we're blaming him. Defendant made these false statements to induce plaintiff into installing the 232-inch colossal TV and sound system with a small with as small a down payment as possible. With as small as a down payment as possible. Defendant never had any intention of paying plaintiff in full for its colossal TV and sound system. Shortly thereafter, plaintiff and defendant entered into a contractual agreement attached here too as Exhibit A. On November 15, 2023, so right around the time of, I guess that was the payment thing, because where were we at? November 14th. We had him writing false checks of $44,000, but I think that had to do with the bed. And then also he was stealing beds and TVs all at the same time, because that happened on November 15th too. So can we say that he stole the house? No, let's not say that. On December 14, 2023, plaintiff completely performed its contractual obligations by installing the 232-inch colossal TV and sound system at defendant's residence. On December 17, 2023, defendant met plaintiff at his residence to fully explain how the colossal TV and sound system worked. Defendant was fully satisfied with both the functionality and the installation of the colossal TV system and signed documentation confirming the same. As per the contract, defendant was obligated to pay plaintiff in full upon installation of the colossal TV and audio system. Defendant immediately breached the contract by failing to pay plaintiff as contractually agreed. Defendant then began providing a litany of excuses as to why payment wasn't made. On January 15, 2024, defendant sent plaintiff a Novo alert advising that plaintiff remaining balance was forthcoming. Plaintiff's representations were false and no money was ever transferred to defendant. On January 29, 2024, defendant arranged for plaintiff to come to defendant's residence and pick up a check for the full outstanding balance of the contract. When plaintiff arrived, so we are now almost 2 months, I guess about a month and a half after the work was completed. He said that he was going to send the payment electronically. That payment never came through. Now we're on January 29th and him saying that, oh, come to the house. I'm going to write you a check. They be bouncing checks, but whatever. They're going to write him a check. When plaintiff arrived at defendant's residence, he was met by defendant's cousin who advised that no one else was in the residence and that he knew nothing about a check. So he allegedly sent this guy to his house with nobody that had money to pay him. Plaintiff and defendant spoke that same day. Defendant apologized and arranged for plaintiff to return to defendant's residence to pick up the check for a payment in full. Once again, plaintiff returned to defendant's residence and was met by defendant's cousin. Once again, defendant's cousin had no knowledge as to plaintiff's alleged check. Unbeknownst to plaintiff, defendant has a long history of engaging in fraudulent conduct. So let's get into this. What has Sean Kingston already been found guilty of, or liable for? In 2015, a judgment was entered against defendant for obtaining $356,000 in watches without paying for them. So more jewelry, stealing more jewelry. In 2016, judgment was again entered against defendant when he obtained $301,500 in jewelry without paying for it. Again, more jewelry. Again, in 2022, defendant was sued for obtaining 2 luxury watches worth $1,054,107.50. Why do people keep working with them? And failing to pay for them. Additionally, at all material times that plaintiff and defendant were communicated, defendant was at that time and will remain on felony probation for trafficking stolen property. So he steals. Okay. He already has criminal charges. He already has several civil lawsuits against him. He steals. He done stole a bed, allegedly, and he done stole a couch, allegedly, all around the same time. He's furnishing his whole house and also furnishing his arm with jewelry, allegedly. All of defendant's misrepresentations were designed to add defendant to plaintiff's list of victims. Count 1, they are going for the breach of contract. Plaintiff did his deposit of $30,000 to commence the installation. But he failed to pay the remainder of the money. And then we got fraud because he kept telling him, hey, I'm going to pay you. I'm going to do a promotional video with Justin Bieber. Oh, come to my house. I'll pay you. Come to my house. I'll pay you. Oh, I sent the check through Novo. Oh, and yeah, you still don't have your money. And now you're suing me. Wherefore plaintiffs request that the honorable judge basically orders him money, punitive damages, litigation costs and fees, all of the things, injunction, make him stop doing this to other people. We have the contract right here that doesn't look like much of a contract to me. Just says Colossal TV, Sean Kingston edition, gold frame skin, and an Apple sign in the background. It looks like a little, I don't know what this is about. Either way it goes, it's supposed to be a Kong series 150K. The actual TV in itself was $86,520. Then we got a video processor for $4,580. Then we have some other things for an additional, I would say like $12,000, another additional $5,000 plus about $5,500. And then he got a social media agreement discount for $38,000. So his total was going to be around $77,000. And then he was supposed to do promotion for the company, which he never did. And that was supposed to be with Justin Bieber. And then this is Sean Kingston signing off that the work was done up to his standards. And then we have this notification of Sean Kingston saying that he sent $40,000 through this company when that money never came. And then we don't have proof of the checks because they never got the checks. They never got paid. Okay. So apparently this man, while he's out here not really making songs for us, is allegedly going around just kind of scamming the mess out of people. So let me see this. Okay, and then Kimmy is saying that the civil suit allegedly triggered the raid/criminal charges. The plaintiff's attorney was at Kingston's house when it was raided and said it in a statement. Yes, I did see that statement. The statement said, I sued Kingston for defrauding my client out of a 232-inch home entertainment system. A Broward detective read my lawsuit and reached out to me. My client gave a sworn statement in support of a search warrant. We have been waiting on this raid for a few months, and today was D-Day. So they basically filed this lawsuit, and that led to a criminal investigation. And they probably found the TV in the house because I'm going to assume that big of a TV is very hard to uninstall if you are not in it. So I hope he enjoyed the TV while it lasted. No, you know what? I hope it didn't work. Every time he tried to turn it on, I hope it didn't work. But apparently Sean Kingston steals. That's what I got out of these lawsuits. Let me know what y'all think about the lawsuit. He done brought Justin Biebs into it. Okay, Justin Bieber is out there like, what the heck? When was I supposed to do a promotional video? And how you gonna sign an agreement with somebody saying that Justin Bieber is gonna do promotional videos for you when you don't? He's not Justin Bieber's manager. Like, what? Come on now. And then he got to pay Justin Bieber. Like, come on. You could not have possibly thought that was a real contract. But, you know, to each their own. My conclusion to this lawsuit and the arrest warrants and the arrest is that Sean Kingston be stealing. And that's my opinion. Let me go ahead and jump into the chat and see what the chat has to say. All righty, we got chats going up. We got Crystal Yost, member of the channel. Welcome back in, saying that bed better rock me to sleep and tuck me in, and better be warm and cold in all the right places, right? Sheezy says that bed better be made of literal gold. That's crazy. Exact. I don't know if that would be comfortable to sleep on though. I hope I'm saying this right. Diana G says, yet here I'm with my $180 work marketplace bed. Add a couple of zeros on that, and then your Sean Kingston status. Absolutely ridiculous. Like, we're good. We're good with our little beds that, you know, all you need to do is sleep in it. You don't need it to walk you to the kitchen, right? That bed better walk him to the kitchen. Deacon Fatal, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Yes. Thank you. Definitely appreciate it. It says, how many times do I have to tell you I worry about rich folks' problem? They can figure it out. And I think you meant you don't worry about rich people problems because you always say that, but it's okay. That's what the channel is here for. It's for us to make fun of the rich folks. That's what we're doing here. Thank you again for the super chat. Deacon Fatal says, don't care. Okay, yeah, that's what I figured. Deacon Fatal says, all I can say is Jaguar is a great singer. And she probably knows what she is talking about. I can agree with that for sure. Crystal Yo says, this sounds like Rent a Center, but for people with money or claim they have money. It does sound like Rent a Center because people will go in there, they'll put the down payment on, and then they won't pay for the rest of it. So maybe that's where he got it from. Maybe he used to do Rent a Center back in 2002, and he thought it was like the same thing. I give you a down payment, I never pay you. You try to hunt me down and take my property back, but you can never catch me, right? You try to repo you can't repo like an $80,000 TV though, can you? I think that was his position. Deacon Fatal says, so he is cheap. That's what it sounds. He's cheap, but he got expensive taste. Crystal Yo says to Deacon Fatal, sound like he's broke. I mean, he still had $30,000 to put down on the TV. Now, I wouldn't have that, nor would I buy that expensive of a TV, but also I'm not rich, so maybe I would if I was rich. But I mean, he's doing it, and apparently he's not rich. So y'all, we can order these TVs too. We just got to tell these people that Justin Bieber is going to do a commercial for them. And maybe we'll get Beyonce to do a commercial for them and maybe some copyright infringement. I don't know. I don't know what we can do, but maybe we can say like Beyonce is my cousin. You know how she got the BriHive? I have the BriHive over on YouTube. I'm just trying to I'm trying to take off the channel. But I'll be there in a minute, but I can call my cousin Beyonce right now. But and she'll do the video with me, but I'm not giving you $30,000. If Beyonce does a promotional video for you, I should get this TV for free. So go ahead and install it. We can be scammers too, guys. We can do it. Kimmy Locker says he has a long history of not paying for things, especially jewelry. So I don't understand why companies keep giving him stuff. It's like, are they not paying attention to the news? Like, he hasn't come out with a hit for years. Maybe do a little background digging on him and you will find out that he be stealing stuff. I know Nicki Minaj has gotten in trouble a couple of times for costumes and jewelry she didn't pay for. I wouldn't give her Jack Diddley squat. Apparently she be stealing too. I don't know if she's ever been found liable for those things, but it sounds like celebrities don't be paying for stuff, and maybe it's because they're so used to getting things for free they think they don't have to pay for it. But when you sign a contract saying that you do have to pay for it, you might want to go ahead and pay for that. So there's a couple of celebrities that has come out recently that they didn't pay for the jewelry that they was renting. Come on now. Crystal Yo says to Kimmy, exactly, they are asking to get ripped off. They got to do more research. He said that he didn't know about it before. We got Deacon Fatal saying, okay, I'm going to keep a real puffy is cheap. Talk about P. Diddy. Yeah. Hella Swanky, welcome back to Hella Swanky's channel. Deacon Fatal says hella cheap, but only when it comes to things not directly for him. True. Hella Swanky says, is Sean Kingston famous somewhere outside the US? Genuine question. Maybe Jamaica. Maybe. I don't know. I just don't see him producing music like that. But I could just be off the scene, right? Maybe I'm not in the mainstream or the underground scene or wherever he might be performing music. Hello, Soki said Jaguar, right? Oh, hell yeah, she's fantastic. Agreed. Deacon Fatal says he doesn't pay people. No, he be stealing. He be stealing. Deacon Fatal says, I would never call B my cousin. If it's he said he's gonna have Justin Bieber come get it installed for free. I'm just trying to get us a TV installed for free, Deacon Fatal. Like, you're not in with the scam. You gotta be in with the scam. You gotta get in with it. No, I'm just kidding. Guys. We are not scammers over here on the BriHive. We stick to the law and we stick it to the people. Okay. Now, that's it with Sean Kingston. Let's see where we're at with our like goal. We are at 28 likes with 25 people watching live. So if you haven't hit the like button, please do. It does help us out in the algorithm. It helps us get some more friends. And, we're trying to grow the channel. Like I said, Kimmy and I have a meeting after this, so we can try to get this channel popping. Okay? Because I've been slacking. I have been slacking. It's my fault. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump into the last case of the live stream. I feel like this live stream is going by like super fast. Super fast. Those cases were shorter than I thought. Okay, well, at least Beyonce has a 53-page complaint for us that we're not going to read the whole thing because it's entirely too long, and it gets very, very repetitive. We have a lawsuit where there are some artists suing Beyonce, Jay-Z, a bunch of production companies, Big Frida, some other people, suing all of these people for allegedly infringing on their copyright for a song that they wrote in 2000 or 2002. Now I was about to say 2022. No, they wrote this song in 2002. And I'm going to tell you why I am actually on Beyonce's side with this one. I am going to be on Beyonce's side. Sorry, Deacon Fatal. Sorry. But we are going to be on Beyonce, or I am going to be on Beyonce's side for this one. I'm going to explain why. We are in the Eastern District of of Louisiana. And this is a copyright case. So of course we are in federal court. We got Tessa Avey, Kiva Burjoyce, I don't know if I said that right, Henry Braggs, Brian Clark, also known as the Showstoppers. They're a group called the Showstoppers. So here we are stopping the show of Beyonce's song, Break My Soul. And they're suing Beyonce, Parkwood Entertainment, like I said, Sean Carter, also known as Jay-Z, Christian Allen, all these other people, and Big Frida is who I'm going to mention, and then all of these other record labels. They are suing them for copyright infringement, unjust enrichment, unfair trade practices. All of the things is what they're suing them for. And we're going to go ahead and read the introductory statement so that y'all can kind of understand where we're coming from. And then, like I said, I'm not going to play the songs on this live stream because I don't want to get copyrights thrown at me, because apparently these people are copyright trigger happy. But we will link it at the end of the stream, maybe like within an hour of the stream being up. I'll go ahead and link them. I forgot to do it before the live stream. So either way it goes, let's jump into the preliminaries of this statement. Defendant Beyonce knows Carter, Big Freedom, Parkwood Entertainment LLC, Sony Music Entertainment, and other distributed, publicly performed, and otherwise used and exploited the actual words, melody, and musical arrangement created by Tessa Avey, Kiva Burjoyce, no, I'm saying that right, wrong, Henry Braggs, and Brian Clark. Here in active, they're going to be referred to as the Showstoppers or plaintiffs. They copied the song Release a Wiggle. Okay. How many of us have heard Release a Wiggle? I had not heard the song prior to this lawsuit, but that's what happens with a lot of these lawsuits, where they're like the smaller independent creators, and then they're suing the big dogs, right? We don't normally hear these songs, but either way, it's called Release a Wiggle. Without authorization in the extremely popular Break My Soul master recording, composition, and video, separately and as embodied in a motion picture of the Renaissance, a film by Beyonce, and in theatrical and other live performances, defendants use plaintiff words, melody, and musical arrangement from their copyrighted works to create an album as homage to Uncle Johnny, who exposed the music and culture of the LGBTQ community of Greater New Orleans, of which three members are strongly affiliated with themselves, all displayed in its full force: the tone, actual words, melody, musical arrangement, and bounce music. The Showstoppers' contribution to the New Orleans bounce music scene and usage of the actual words, melody, and musical arrangement of the Release the Wiggle were deliberately taken by Big Frida in the recording of Explode, which was subsequently heavily sampled by Miss Carter and the master recording of Break My Soul. Defendant have not acknowledged their contribution, obtained permission, or to use their copyrighted lyrics, melody, and musical arrangement, nor provided compensation to the Showstoppers. While Miss Carter, Big Frida, Parkwood, Sony, and others have received many accolades and substantial profits from Explode and Break My Soul and the Renaissance album, the Renaissance World Tour, and the Renaissance, a film by Beyonce, the Showstoppers have received nothing. They've been paid nothing. No acknowledgement, no credit, no remuneration. I can't even do it. No remuneration of any kind. Plaintiffs following notice and amicable demand bring this action for the deliberate taking of their works to recover damage and to ask that defendants be required to substantiate the ill-gotten profits attributable to their infringement and cease and desist their continued unauthorized use of their works, provide credit and compensation rights, assets, and interests, including but not limited to ownership, interests, and copyrights, and that the right to obtain, administer, and enforce copyrights. Now, how many times have we covered copyright on this channel and it just does not get granted? Because it's just not enough. Copyright is hard. Copyright is really, really hard, right? And like I said at the beginning of the stream, there is no doubt that Beyonce used the song Explode in her Break My Soul song. Did not know. I did not notice it because I don't really listen to that song. But I've heard it here and there, right? But I did not hear the undertone bounce music in it. I am interestingly intertwined with this because although I would not say I'm a bounce expert or anything, but I'm familiar with bounce music. I went to college at Grambling. I was introduced to bounce music prior to going to HBCU. So I'm familiar with bounce music. I'm familiar with Big Freedia. I'm familiar with the movement. Did not notice it in Beyonce's song, to tell you the truth. But I've probably never listened to that song from the beginning, and that's really where you can hear it. And then like parts of the song, you can hear it come in. And like this is the first time I've ever searched this song to ever try to listen to it. So apparently I was paying way more attention. If you're not listening hard, though, I can see how you would miss it. But with them saying they're the creators of the song, I can see why they were like, okay, this is a problem. Okay, so they are suing for infringement, deceptive trade practices by basically taking the song and not giving them any credit about it. Now, like I said at the beginning of this, and we're going to read it a little bit more and get into like their facts of it. I'm just not going to read this whole thing because it's 53 freaking pages. What was I going to say? I forgot. This original song that they're claiming rights to was recorded in July 2002. Okay. Our copyright did not come into play. Let's go ahead and read it. Let's see. Let's get into the copyright protection. Plaintiffs own a protectable copyright interest both in the musical composition and the sound recording of the Showstoppers' original and unique works, Release a Wiggle. Plaintiffs have also registered this work with the Copyright Office as a sound recording as copyright registration this number, which include the unique and original lyrics and words that appear in defendant's work Explode, Break My Soul, Renaissance, all of the things. They don't tell us the year yet. They're going to tell us later on, I guess. Then they go on to explain who all the defendants are. Going on. We're not going to read all of who they are. We got Beyonce, Jay-Z. We know the people, right? The artists. They also listed like insurance companies, whoever they can pretty much get money from. They're saying that Louisiana is the best court to adjudicate this because, you know, bounce music originated in Louisiana, all of the things, blah, blah, blah. And they want the case basically to stay in the federal courts in Louisiana, and basically saying that they kind of put themselves in Louisiana, and also Big Freedia is a Louisiana resident. So they want it to stay in Louisiana, right? Okay, let's go. Okay, there we go. All right. So anyways, I was gonna try to tell y'all when the copyright came into play. The original song made in 2002. The copyright came into play in 2022 after Beyonce's song was already released, okay? And the reason why I say that this lawsuit is trash, it needs to go away. They want to basically claim that Big Freedia was on notice of their song that was created in 2002 and put on to mixtapes and all of these things. She should have been put on notice, but they never knew a Big Freedia song that's also on YouTube. Well, hers was put onto YouTube, I think in like 2014, 2015. Theirs was put onto YouTube in 2014 and 2015. But they want us to accept that they never knew about Big Freedia's song, but Big Freedia knew about their song. I don't know how they're going to make that work. And the reason why that particular part of this lawsuit is important is because the statute of limitations is 3 years. Okay, both of these songs were put onto YouTube 10 years ago. 10 years ago is when both of the songs were put onto YouTube. So you had probably until about 2017 to sue them for this, or sue Big Frida for this. But the way that they're getting around it is for them to say, oh, we never knew that Big Frida made this song. But also, it's like her most popular song on her first released album or whatever. So it's a little bit contradictory. I think that the argument is moot for the reason of it being beyond the statute of limitations of filing this lawsuit. I think it's moot because also the Release My Wiggle heavily samples another song called, I forget what it's called, but it's that little the Walk It Like a Dog, what's that song called by DJ Jubilee. It samples that beat heavily. It also, if you know about bounce music, it uses like repetitive words, which they explain in here. It uses like repetitive words constantly, and you basically say the same thing a couple times, 4 or 6 times in a row. It's basically basic bounce music is what they made. In addition to that, when I first heard the Release My Wiggle, which was today, I automatically thought of the DJ Jubilee song. I was like, well, this sounds like Walking Like a Dog, whatever. That sounds like that song that I used to perform to, like, in cheerleading, and that song came out in 1997. And then what else? There's something else. Oh, the Release My Wiggle. The whole bounce movement to me is like a little wiggle. Like you're literally describing the actual dance that people are doing. You're like, do you call it shaking? I would call it wiggling your shoulders. The dance is wiggling your shoulders. So is it really this creative thing that you came up with? And their whole thing as we go through this, and I'm kind of like giving you guys a preview, the whole thing as we go through this is, oh, we created the phrase. We're so original. We're so unique. And I'm kind of like, not really. The dance looks like a wiggle. You're not really being, very creative there when you're saying release a wiggle. And then you also talk about, we'll get into what they talk about. Anyways, to me, it's not unique. And in addition to that, you cannot copyright a phrase. You're trying to copyright the whole song when a lot of the song you stole from someone else. So that's my overall opinion on the case. You guys will probably be able to make better determinations for yourself. Yeah, I know I'm not sharing the screen. I was on a rant. You guys will probably be able to make better determination of yourself of the songs once you actually listen to it. And then also if you're familiar with the bounce music industry, I don't know if that's what you want to call it, but if you're familiar with bounce music, you will understand that maybe this is not the one. I think this might be to get plays on their video so that they can start to collect money, because I did go and listen to it, and a lot of other people are going to go listen to it to see, oh, is this copyright infringement? But I think it's trying to pull a Streisand effect, but I don't think they're going to be able to succeed on this, especially you're talking about Beyonce lawyers. They're going to chew on this lawsuit like it's a piece of gum, okay? No, they wouldn't even chew it that long, okay? I don't even know an example to give for this, but this is gone away. I don't see this going further than a motion to dismiss. I've been wrong before, but I don't see this going further than a motion. They're beyond the statute of limitations. You can't argue that Big Frida should have knew about your song in 2014 when you put it on YouTube if she didn't know about it in 2002 when you first released it, when you're saying you're all from the same area. If she didn't know about it then in 2002, she should have at least knew about it in 2014. But for some reason, you 4 people that created this song that's supposed to be a mega hit within the bounce community never realized Big Frida's biggest song on her first released album literally says the same thing your song says. And again, they don't even say it that long in their song. Either way, I'm probably getting too far ahead of myself here. But you can't say you guys both put it up in 2014 and you didn't hear her song for the last 10 years, but she must have heard your song in the last 10 years because you're on YouTube. She's also on YouTube within the same time frame. So either way it goes, let me go ahead and jump into the lawsuit, or let's get into the background of bounce music so that everybody knows what we're talking about as far as the music goes. Bounce music, a variety of hip hop, started in 1980s in the housing projects of New Orleans. Key characteristics of the genre of the music involve call and response chants. So they say something, you basically repeat it or you like say something to kind of like confirm, if you know bounce music, y'all see I'm just like bouncing my shoulder, I'm releasing my wiggle, like, but it's supposed to be like upbeat music that causes you to dance and release your wiggle. I really don't think it's that creative, but either way it goes, let's go on. That were influenced by the city's Mardi Gras Indians. Oftentimes dances such as twerking generally accompanied the songs. Pivotal moments in history in 1991, MC T. Tucker and DJ Irv's release, Where They At, which is said to be the first bounce song of its kind. The song heavily sampled the 1986. So again, another thing to notice about the bounce songs is they often sample other songs themselves. They sample songs, like that's what they're known for. And a lot of times I can probably guarantee you that they don't get the copyright right to sample the songs, because a lot of it is like underground music. The song's heavily sampled in 1986 song Drag Rap by the New York group Showboys. The song beat called Trigger Man Beat and has been an integral part of the bounce music ever since. The release of Where They At opened the door to other bounce artists to follow in the footsteps of their style of dance bounce accompanying the song, including artists like DJ Jubilee, the exact artist that they stole the exact beat from. And I don't know if he stole it from somebody else. Who freaking knows? All of these songs be sampling each other and copying each other. And it's just about saying something, getting you to do something. Like if you know when I'm saying the Walk It Like a Dog song, that whole thing is walk it like a dog, walk it like a dog, walk it like a dog, whoop, walk it like. And then it's a walk it like a, shake it like a, bounce it like a, twerk it like a, walk it like a, shake it like a, walk it like a. Yeah, and that's what it is. And so they just go through the whole song just saying random phrases, right? That makes you kind of want to dance. So I don't know. DJ Jubilee is the song that I'm referring to. That's who made the Walk It Like the Dog song that I know of. And they literally take the whole beat for that song. And I immediately noticed that as soon as I played the song. So anyways, let's go on. Cheeky Black, Katie Red, Magnolia Shorty, Big Frida, who they're suing, Gotta Boy Chris, and others like the plaintiffs. The subsequent development of the New Orleans' own distinct sound, importantly asserting that the development of a local, in particular rap sensibility, began largely with a nightclub and block parties by DJs who gauged audience response in order to identify particularly resonant or energizing songs or parts of the song. And then they remix it and then they make their own song out of it. So all of it is sampling. Historically, the overly sexualized and often obscene lyrics accompanied by the sexually suggestive dance moves have prevented the commercial viability of bounce music from spreading too far beyond New Orleans borders. It is important to note that bounce music has always had a strong connection to the LGBTQ community, which has a long tradition of gays and cross-dressing performers, not just as a fringe element, but as a part of the musical mainstream. In fact, many LGBTQ bounce artists have no desire to be typed within or set apart from bounce culture. And indeed, within New Orleans itself, they mostly are not, even as their bookings elsewhere in the country are founded increasingly on the novelty of their sexual identities. That's a whole lot of words. In the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina, August 28, 2005, many bounce artists were displaced and exiled from New Orleans homes for many months to Baton Rouge, Atlanta, Houston, Dallas, and elsewhere. In their displacement and homesickness, many bounce artists attempted to recreate bounce shows similar to the block party DJs and nightclubs in their new neighborhoods. With the rise of two local record labels, Cash Money Records and No Limit Records, along with the unintended effect of displacement of such artists from Katrina, bounce music became a mainstream segment in hip hop. So more people started listening to bounce music after Hurricane Katrina. But like I said, I knew that Walk It Like a Dog song before Hurricane Katrina. So if you was into the scene, you was into the scene, right? So anyways, apparently after all of that, how the show steppers came to existence, they basically two of them worked at a Taco Bell in Kenner, Louisiana. And then another one worked at Wendy's. They started meeting up together and starting to try to, recreate the songs. They end up meeting somebody else when they went back to visit Louisiana, and then they joined the group. And then they met up with Mr. Reveter, who recruited them and offered them a placement and a chance to do a song on an anticipated mixtape, which is when they created the Release the Wiggle. I didn't want to go into all of that going through it. So about July 15, 2002 through July 16, 2002, at Miss Borges' residence, where they collaborated and composed Release the Wiggle. So back in July of 2002 is when they originally created the song. They go on and give us some lyrics. I'm not too familiar with the song, so I'm not going to read it to y'all. But what they're saying is the unique part of the song that has been copied is release a wiggle. Oh, release a wiggle, break them off something proper. Thank you. Release a wiggle, break them off something proper. Wiggle, wiggle, move it, move it. Let's see. Those were the things that were highlighted as far as being the important parts of the song of the Release Your Wiggle. Okay, they're saying prior to them making their song, release a wiggle, release your wiggle, it's all interchangeable is what they're going to tell us. That was not a phrase before they published the song in 2002, right? Again, you cannot copyright a phrase. So whether you made it up, just like what the Migos say, before we made the song, nobody said pipe it up. So if somebody else came out with a song saying pipe it up, Migos can't then go and sue them and say, you copied us, we made up the phrase pipe it up. Don't know if the Migos actually made up the phrase pipe it up, but they say they do in the song. So that's basically what these people are trying to come back and do and say, well, we created the phrase release the wiggle, but release the wiggle is not copyrightable. It's not copyrightable. It's an idea. You can't copyright it. Sorry about it. Okay. What you can copyright is songs and like the flow of the song and the whole written composition of the song. That is what's copyrightable, not just the phrase release a wiggle. Again, they said they recorded a musical composition copyright. And I think a large part of why they were even able to get the recording part of the copyright is because you're dealing with bounce artists. A lot of those artists are not going to get copyrights registered with the United States. They just make their music and they move on and the neighborhood has fun. And then somebody else comes and steal a piece of that song and steal a piece of that song and they put it together and they have fun. They're not going out and registering their copyrights because they know they're all copying each other. But these people, on the other hand, went and registered their copyright, probably knowing that DJ Jubilee never registered his and this person never registered theirs. So they should be in the clear as far as qualifying for a copyright. And a lot of times these, the copyright examiners, they approve these things. They don't go out in the world looking for similar things, right? If it's not in the copyright office, and even then, sometimes they can't find anything that's going to be too consistent with each other, because when you're doing a musical recording, you got the music and then you got the words. So you're not going to have, I don't know exactly how their systems work, but they don't match up things even when they are very similar. Like you'll see a similarly drawn picture copyrighted, and they're both copyrighted, but the USA, or not the USA, the copyright office, I guess it's the US copyright office, they approve both of them. So it's not like a pick, compare and be like, oh, these are really similar. Okay, you can't get a registration. Sometimes you get registrations that are super similar. My assumption is going to be that no one in the bounce community, or at least with the main beat of this particular song, ever registered a copyright. That would be my assumption in this case, but I don't know that for sure. Okay. So they're saying like the release your wiggle and a wiggle, depending on like your dialect and your accent, it can all be interchanged. So if Big Frida is saying release your wiggle and they said release a wiggle, it's still the same thing as what they're trying to say, which again, only changing one word wouldn't necessarily make it a big change, right? They go on to record the song. They go on and record the song apparently like on a karaoke machine first, and then they go ahead and do the masters. It gets put on this mixtape. Apparently it's being paid. The mixtape is called Fire on the Bayou Volume 1. Apparently it's being played all over New Orleans. It's being played in the clubs. They're getting performances performing this song. And one of the reasons why what is it called? Fire on the Bayou was so popular was because of this Release the Wiggle song, is what they're saying. In or around September 2002, Mr. Burgers received copies of Fire on the Bayou Volume 1. So they had their own copy that they started going out and putting out. And like I said, getting shows of their own. Let me see. Okay. At some point, they got kicked out of this music group that helped them. Or let me see. They formed Black House Entertainment, which was Mr. Revader, who helped them make the song and got them on the mixtape and all of that stuff. They formed that officially in September of 2003. So now we're a whole year after the song was originally created. Let's see. They performed it all over the place. Okay. And anyways, at some point, Hurricane Katrina hit. They lost their copy of the Fire on the Bayou Volume 1. However, they did still have their copy of their first. They made their own album once they got kicked off the label. They made their own album, or maybe at the same time. I don't remember. At some point, they made their own album where they put Release a Wiggle onto. So they did have a copy of that. Then we got Miss Burgoyes, which is one of the members of the Showstoppers, made her own YouTube channel in July of 2010, where she started putting up wig and makeup tutorials. And then she added the Release a Wiggle song onto her YouTube channel on March 2nd, 2014. And they have it linked. Maybe I can link it and then have it. No, I don't think I'll be able to copy it into the chat. Into the description while I'm on live stream. Okay. Either way it goes, she puts it on to YouTube on March 2014. So we are now 12 years after the original song was made. So let's see. Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to find where I'm at. Okay, here we go for the copyright registration. So the dates are very, very important. So make sure you guys pay attention. Miss Braggs, on behalf of the Showstoppers, applied for and received copyright registrations for Release a Wiggle, which is the lyrical part of it, melody and music arrangement. It became effective February 9th, 2023. So we are now 21 years after the original song was made is when they made this copy. They filed for the copyright. The other copyright became for the sound recording became effective September 15, 2022. So again, we're 20 years after the original creation. For the lyrics, 21 years. For I guess like 20 and a half years. And then for the actual recording, it was about 20 years and 3 months or so, right? So we are 20 years and you're just now registering the copyright. And then they're going to argue, we'll get to it in a second. They're going to argue that Beyonce and them were put on constructive notice that they owned this copyright because they have a copyright registration. And we'll talk about it. Beyonce songs was released in June 2022. So you didn't even have the copyright. You didn't even have the copyright prior to her releasing the song. So that to me is interesting. It's an interesting argument for sure for me. But let me know what y'all think. We'll get more into it in just a little bit. I'm just kind of skipping around, y'all, because as you can see, it's long. Like if I was reading all of this, it's long. Let me see here. Okay. And so their big thing, they have a copyright. Great for them. They got the copyright. But their issue is that Beyonce, nor did Frida. Frida did not credit them on her song Explode or his song. I don't know if what they go by. So we're just going to say Frida song. And then Beyonce also, like, yes, anybody would want to be credited on a Beyonce song, but did you do anything for Beyonce's song? Again, I will link it so that you can hear it. You can basically hear Big Frida underlying tone onto Beyonce's Break My Soul, which of course is a very popular song. Only song out of this whole lawsuit that I heard before all of this came out, right? Okay, so then we go on to talk about the Explode song by Big Frida. This was released on June 17, 2014. Oh, sorry, no. Let me start over. On June 17, 2014, Big Frida released its major label. You just called Big Frida It's? Okay, whatever. Its major label debut studio album, Just Be Free, which included the first single, Explode, which was written and composed by Big Frida and Black and Nil D. I don't know how to say that. The recording was produced by that guy and another guy, executive producer Tara Ravasi, along with producer Sherry Merricks through the production company Happy Place Inc. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Explode was published by Girl Down and then released, manufactured, and distributed through marketing through Cobalt Music. Upon information and belief, Big Frida was once affiliated with Mr. Revader and P. Chacho. through the Black House Ventures and music label, and they produced several songs as shown below. And if you remember who Mr. Revader was, he was basically the creator of the record label that put them onto that put the plaintiffs onto Fire on the Bayou mixtape. Big Freedia was deeply tied to New Orleans bounce music. She is known for really popularizing it. And she, given Big Freedia's roots in New Orleans and tied to the bounce scene and Big Freedia's association with Black House, any reasonable person could infer that Big Freedia had access to the Showstoppers' Release the Wiggle. Again, they probably also knew about her song being out, so you're beyond the statute of limitations. You can't just be like, oh, well, you guys also had deep ties to, if you want us to make the inference about her, you also have to make the inference about you, that you probably knew about this song since 2014, but you probably didn't think Big Freedia was big enough for you to try to go after him for money, right? Explode is every bit of rowdy blast its title implies. Amid insistent rattling beats, Freedom repeatedly chants "Release Your Wiggle." For more specifically, the lyrics of Explode are published by Girl Down, You a Genius Publishing as follows. Yaka, 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 yaka. I'm not saying all them yakas. Anyways, and it goes, release your wiggle, and then it goes, release your wiggle, release your wiggle. That repeats 4 times. And then it says, we'll wiggle on them, and then it yaka, yaka, yaka again, release your wiggle, or yaka, yaka, yaka again, and release your wiggle. And then they say, we'll wiggle on them. The song is 2 minutes and 47 seconds. At 40 seconds in the song, they go ahead and say, release your wiggle. They say the phrase, right? We're not contesting that she says the phrase in the song, or they say the phrase in the song, right? They go on to say that Just Be Free album, including the single Explode, reached peak at number 48 on the Billboard's trending top R&B and hip hop albums music chart and was sold thousands of copies in the United States. So you admit that it was on the Billboard, and you don't want the court to infer that you also knew of it. This is gonna get kicked. Like, this is going to get kicked. You did not defend your copyright. Statute of limitation applies. You cannot then go sue her for this song that she then put on another track. You cannot restart your copyright infringement statute of limitations because a more popular artist used and also properly licensed the song from another creator who has been on the scene just as long as yours has been on the scene as far as YouTube goes, and not expect the court to also infer that you knew about the statute. I will be very surprised if this gets past the statute of limitations argument. Very surprised if this gets by it. Could she argue it against Beyonce? Sure, but at the same time, Beyonce did license the right from someone who potentially could have. I'm thinking, let me get my life together. Okay. Because my brain is all over the place. Because it's really making me mad. I'm thinking, if these people would have sued Big Freedia in 2015, 2016, they could have won. I will give them that. I think they could have won partially. Because I also don't think that the song is an original work, because I think they stole a lot of the beat from somebody else. But nonetheless, okay, and we're going to talk about what's going to come in the response, because there's going to be a lot in the response. Nonetheless, if they could have established this as an original work, that they didn't also steal things from someone else, right? I think that they could have won on a copyright infringement lawsuit. The issue is that you waited 10 years until a more popular artist came out. And then when Beyonce came out and you heard the song and you found out about it, then you went and filed for a copyright registration. And then you waited. And then we're going to talk about it. Then they gave notice to Beyonce and them in April of this year, at the end of April of this year. It said they've been on notice. They were on constructive notice because we have a copyright that was registered after the song came out, for one. That's for one. And then for two, they were on notice because we notified them on like April 20 something of 2024. So they should have knew. They should have took the song down. They should have gave us all our money. Absolutely not. No. Okay. And then you want to argue that you didn't know about Explode, but you say they were on top 48 for the Billboard's trending, but you didn't know about it? But she should have knew about it because you posted it on your makeup and hair tutorial YouTube channel? Come on now. You have got to be kidding me. Let's go on, because y'all, I'm gonna get into the chat in a minute, but You guys can probably tell I'm passionate about this one. This one I'm passionate about. Okay. To date, over 3.1 million views. So this video with 3.1 million views, you never heard of it, right? But she should have heard about yours with like 200,000 views. All right. Okay. It's not going to get past the statute of limitations. If this gets past a statute of limitations, I would have to quit my YouTube channel because there ain't no way. There's no way. There's no way. You can't then tag the statute of limitations onto Beyonce now when you never went after the original creator. So how was she supposed to know that she was copyright infringement? And when you never went after the original creator of the song that she licensed the song from? No, there's no way. There's no way. I don't know of any law that will allow them to do that. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me go on. To date, Spotify shows that Explode has been streamed for 1,400,000. This is like the Mariah Carey one. You knew about this song for how goddamn long did you know about this song? Mariah Carey been singing All I Want for Christmas Is You since 1990 something. You're just now bringing this lawsuit? Like, no, get out of here. Okay. Explode has been streamed more than 1 million times on Spotify, and you're telling me you didn't know about the song? You just learned about it? They're saying that they coined the term release /release a wiggle. Again, you cannot copyright that. What is copyrighted for them is the whole song, not just the phrase release a wiggle. Okay. Okay. And then they have the copyrights, which we have already established, have been established at the end of 2022 or almost the end of 2022 and the beginning of 2023. 20 years after the original song. But somehow they were supposed to be on constructive notice of the song. Break My Soul, the Renaissance Tour, and Renaissance by Big Freedia. Basically, Beyonce uses the Explode, specifically the part where it does say release your wiggle. That is like very prominently, in my opinion, prominently heard in the beginning. So Beyonce does Break My Soul, and she uses that part of Big Freedia's song. Jay-Z, all the producers are all involved because they helped produce the song, write the song, which I didn't know The Dream helped Beyonce write the song, but apparently The Dream helps write a lot of hit songs, which makes sense to me because I think he made good music. Anyways, the Renaissance was released in the United States on July 29, 2022. Remember, the actual recording, the sound recording copyright was not approved till September 2022. So she released Renaissance on July 29th, 2022. The single Break My Soul was number 1 on Billboard's trending 140 music chart. She sold for 543,000 copies in the United States and 18.9 million streams, 13,000 downloads, 61.7 million viewers impressions in the week ending in August 4th. So in just about a week, she was hitting those numbers. Let's see, it was certified as platinum on December 6th of 2022. So at this point, they would have already had the copyright, but 2 months after the copyright, not even a full 2 months, maybe like a month and a half after the no, I can't count. About 2 months after the copyright was approved, she streamed a bunch of the music. She's hitting numbers, okay? About it, she's hitting numbers. Further, she released lyric video of Break My Soul on June 20th, 2022. Again, before the sound recorder and copyright was approved, and also the lyric one was not approved yet. Okay, so they're basically saying that she made money off of the song. Obviously, she's Beyonce. She's going to make money off of that. They are saying that she performed in New Orleans on September 27, 2023, which resulted in sales of more than $79 million worldwide and 2.7 million fans attending across 56 dates in 39 cities. At her last stop of the Renaissance tour, Beyonce revealed that she would be bringing the tour to movie theaters in December 2022. Wait a minute, you just said September. I'm guessing they meant September 2022 is when she brought in all that money from the Renaissance tour, because then she says they told them they would be releasing the movie in December 2022. So I'm assuming that's a typo there. Okay, December 1st, 2023. Okay, there's a typo somewhere, okay? Maybe did the Renaissance movie release in 2023 or 2022, if anyone knows? But either way, they released the film that also includes the song. So of course they also have a problem with it. They basically say it's like a 90 vibes hit going on there. And said that Beyonce willfully infringed on the Release My Wiggle, which inflicted harm on the showstoppers by failing to properly credit plaintiffs for their contributions to Explode, Just Be Free, Break My Soul, Renaissance Tour, and all of the things. The proper licensing of Release My Wiggle for its use in Explode, Just Be Free, Break My Soul, Renaissance Tour, and the Renaissance film, blah, blah, blah. They got international recognition for this without giving credit to the plaintiffs. Again, they're saying that they infringed. Like I said, they're claiming that they were on constructive notice because they had a valid copyright. They did not have a valid copyright at the time of the release of the song, but okay, we'll give that to them. And then they also notified the defendants, on April, what was the date? April something. Let's see. I forgot. I'm trying to find the date. It was like April 24th or something like that of this year is when they notified them that there was a copyright. But either way, they're basically saying that they infringed on their... Okay, I think this is where it tells me the date. Where'd it go? Okay, y'all. I can't find the actual date. But either way, it was in April of this year when they finally sent a notice to the defendants of the infringement or the alleged infringement. And like I said, the copyright was approved after the song was already made and released. And let's not forget that Explode had been out for freaking 10 years. And you didn't say anything. And you said the song was on the billboards. And you want us to believe that Frida knew about your song just because she lived in New Orleans and made bounce music. And it was on YouTube. But her song was also on YouTube. And you didn't know about it. So, I don't know. Y'all can tell me what y'all think. I think this case fails on a lot of angles. I don't think that is an original work. Yes, you have a copyright. However, what's going to happen is that the defendants are going to come back and be like, there are 597 songs in the bounce community that uses the phrase release your wiggle since freaking 2002 or maybe even 1980s, right? There's this many people that use this phrase. It's not unique in the community. Everyone says it. Everyone says wobble, wobble, wobble. Everyone says wiggle, 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 right? And then Kimmy confirmed that it is April 24, 2024 is when they're saying they gave notice to the defendants on this and they should have complied, but then they filed this lawsuit like immediately thereafter, right? So I'm not going to read the rest of it because it just goes into why they think they broke the law here. But yeah, I think it's not an original work. I think the defendants are going to explain that. I think it doesn't beat the statute of limitations. I don't think you can say that, well, she knew about it because we sung the song back in 2002 and she lived in the area, or Big Frida lived in the area. But I didn't know about her song. And she, Big Frida also should have knew about the song because we put it on YouTube in like March 2014. And then Big Frida put hers on YouTube in like July 2014, but I never saw her video. But she for sure saw our video. Her song was on the billboards. Yeah, it was on the billboards, but I never heard it. But she should have heard my song, and that was never on the billboards. So it's not going to make any sense. It's not going to make any sense. So then you cannot then sue Beyonce when you have already missed your statute of limitations on Big Frida. Big Frida rightfully licensed the song to Beyonce because she didn't know she was doing anything wrong. Okay? Don't think it's an original work. Don't think they beat the statute of limitations. Don't think they, like I said, they sold the song for somebody else. There were some other reasons why I don't think it wins, but I forgot. I forgot what the other reasons are. Anyways, let's go ahead and check where we are with our likes. We're at 38 likes, y'all. Our like goal for the stream is 50 likes. So if you haven't hit the like button, please do. We are only 12 likes away from our like goal, and we got a little bit left on the stream. So please do hit the like button. I'm going to go ahead and jump into the chat and see what y'all think. Okay. Let's go ahead and jump into the chat. Let me know what y'all think about this Beyonce case so far. It's a mess. I think it's trying to create a Streisand effect and trying to get some attention that is not well deserved, in my opinion. We got Diana. Hi, Bree. Is pronounced. Is it Diana or Diana? I'm gonna still give you options, but you did good. It's either Diana or Diana. I've seen it pronounced both ways, so I'm sorry if I'm still messing that up. Kimmy is saying she thinks Diana. I'm gonna go with Diana. Let me know if I'm wrong. Lady Drakeness, welcome back, saying, oh, they going way back. Yeah, we in 2002. Lady Drakeness says, I joined the military in 2002. You could probably sue them for something according to these people. Hella Swanky says, wait, this the big Frida Sitch? Oh no, I'm with Frida. And hell yeah, I've heard that song. It's a foreign a freaking classic. Which one? You think that their Release My Wiggle is a classic? I had not heard it before. I'll be honest with that. Dick and Vado says, thank goodness I am BMI as a composer. Hella Swinky says, Release the Wiggle is one of Big Frida's signature songs. Now it's going to be playing in my head all night, LOL. So her song is actually not the Release the Wiggle. She says Release the Wiggle in there. Big Frida does say Release the Wiggle in there. But the song is actually called Explode. And so the plaintiffs, their song is called Release a Wiggle. So that's why they're saying it's copyright infringement. That's why I said if they would have brought this years ago, they potentially could have won, because like the exact the rhythm in which it's said, the actual words of which it's said, it is the same in my opinion. But I think they're too little too late. And also, I don't think it's an original work because they stole the beat. And so many people in the bounce community use that same pattern of saying things. So I just don't think it's an original work. Deacon Vito says, who is Big Freddie or Freddie? Frida. She's a bounce artist. I'm very big in the bounce community. Hello Swinky says to Deacon Fatal, bounce artist out of New Orleans, one of the most famous bounce artists in the world, queer icon. Yes, perfectly explained. Deacon Fatal says, and that is when your chat comes in to let you know what can be copyright mess. Yes. Hello Swanky says, when people wonder why I'm not a huge Beyonce fan, I'm gonna send the link to this case. I know too much, and her tactics are really slimy. Always have been since DC 3 days. The thing about it, though, she actually licensed the Big Frida's work from Big Frida, rightfully outright. Okay, she paid her, she gave her credits, all of the things. She actually did that right. These plaintiffs are coming a step further and said, well, actually, Big Frida copied us, so she didn't really even have the right to license it to Beyonce. Basically, Big Frida, this is basically what they're saying, is that Big Frida is Sean Kingston, and she stole the song from us and gave it to Beyonce. Sean Kingston is stealing money from businesses and giving it to his mama, okay? So basically they calling Big Frida the Sean Kingston of the Release a Wiggle song. I hope that makes sense. But no, Beyonce actually did something right here, okay? She's not in the wrong. The most she's in the wrong is not knowing that this underground Release Your Wiggle song from 2002 existed when they never sued Big Frida. Before the song had been out for 10 years, to the point where Beyonce asked to license it from her. Upside Down says to Hella Swanky, I'm with you. Why would you pay to watch her kid dance? Pay to watch who kid dance? Phoenix Waller says, seems to be the season for musician beef. I know the Pet Shop Boys recently had an issue with somebody sampling something of theirs as well, but I think they settled it quickly. A lot of these need to go away. This needs to go away. This is horrible. But a lot of the copyright lawsuits do settle quickly. Deacon Vado says, bounce music from where? This is from New Orleans. And then Deacon Fatal says, me smile at BBL Drizzy cover music. Right? Deacon Fatal says, whispers, I don't know what bounce song is yet. Is it like go-go? I don't know if I know what go-go is, but do y'all want me to play one for y'all? Let me see if I can play one that's not going to give us a copyright strike, because just to kind of give you, I'm going to do the Walk It Like a Dog song because I don't think they'll copyright that song. So let's walk it like a dog. Let's go on YouTube. I sang it for you. You didn't like my singing, Deacon Fatal? It's called Get It Ready. I don't know why I kept saying the Walk It Like a Dog song. I knew that's what the song was called, Get It Ready, because we used to usually use it, actually use it for cheerleading. So let me go ahead and jump into it. Let me actually hear. Y'all can't hear it yet. So let's get our technical difficulties working here. Share. We are going to share Get It Ready on the radio, and we're going to share the audio too. And this is the song. Let's turn up our volume and let me know if y'all can hear it.
We about to do this getting ready. Check this out. Come on. Come on.
Can y'all hear that? Okay, Kimmy says yes. So this is a sample of a bounce music that I don't think I will get in trouble for, so I'm gonna play it. But you'll just notice that people, it's like an upbeat song, and then they repeat different phrases, and then they move on to a different phrase, and they repeat it again. So let's try this. It might not be the best example, so smalls don't get on me, but it is an example, right?
Come on. Getting ready. We getting ready. I say, girl, don't you do that. I say, girl, do that. I say, boy, don't you do that. I say, boy, don't you do that. I say, y'all, don't y'all do that. I tell boy, don't y'all do that. I'm getting ready. We getting ready. Check this out. Talk that stuff now, roll with it. Talk that stuff now, roll with it. Talk that stuff now, roll with it. Talk that stuff now, walking like a dog. Walking like a dog, walking like a walking like a dog. What dog? Walking like a dog, walking like a walking like a.
Okay, so y'all just heard that part where it's, that's why I kept calling it the Walking Like a Dog, because that's where the beat comes in the same as there. I'm gonna go ahead and play the other one too. Let me go ahead and see. Let's go ahead and play Big Frida's. I hope this one don't get got. Which is another bounce song. Give me a got. But Big Frida. What was the song called? Explode.
And for bounce music makes me want to explode. Queen Diva, she about to explode. Oh, let's go. Oh, let's go. Oh, let's go. I've been working all day.
So this is the song that they're saying, what do you call it? This is the one that she or Big Frida allegedly copied from these other people. And so let me actually fast forward it to the part where where they get into the Release Your Wiggle.
Release your wiggle. Release your wiggle. Release your wiggle. Release your wiggle. Release your wiggle. Release your wiggle. Release your anger. Release your mind. Release your job. Release the time. Release your trade. Release the stress. Release your.
Okay, so they get into the release your, right? I'm gonna go ahead and play the other one because I don't think I'm gonna have much trouble from it. What was it called? It was called Release Your Wiggle, right? So that is the part that they play at the beginning of the Beyonce, or really throughout the Beyonce song, right? Let's see. And then this one. This is their version of it. And do you not hear the Get It Ready as soon as I play it? Like, it's literally Get It Ready beat starting off.
Beat that starts to feel you. Thank y'all. We gon' release the wiggle. Oh, wiggle, rock, let loose the wiggle. Oh, and make it drop and drive. Release the wiggle. Oh, wiggle,
So, and I at first, when I first listened to this, I was like, oh, they say it in the exact same rhythm, but no, actually they don't say it in the same rhythm, but they do say release a wiggle, release your wiggle, whatever it is. Y'all just didn't hit like y'all wanted it to. And they actually have quite a few views. Or no, they got 15,000 views. So at least we're giving them some play to get some YouTube money, I guess. But that's the bounce music, at least the two of the songs that we're talking about. And then samples of bounce music is like upbeat music. It makes you want to twerk and shake your butt. And as you've seen in the video, we saw a lot of booty shaking there. So hopefully I don't get in trouble for that. But it makes you want to dance, right? So let's go ahead and jump back into the chat. I gave y'all a sample. Let me go ahead and mark that so that I can put a timestamp for where it is. Okay. And there's someone like on my thing that says the truth about my new body, BBL horror story. Pretty learn how to read. Okay, here we go. Hello Suki says the Deacon Fatal bounce music is heavy on samples. Yes. Heavy on samples. Think Houston drill music where you take a song that already exists and bounce it out. Yeah, exactly. Hello Suki says, wait, I said drill, but I meant chopped and screwed. Yeah, that. We knew what you meant. Deacon Fatal, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Thank you. Sam, you remember when I made lyrics to a song? It isn't hard to do. And like I said, getting a copyright is not that hard to do. It's really not hard. Upside Down said it goes underground first. If it doesn't play with the LGBTQ community or you put a D. Oh, I think it was supposed to be Q. I was like, wait a minute. I've had this right for months now. It doesn't play, in my opinion. That makes sense. Upside Down says Telesunky says the Upside Down. Bingo. If the queens don't green light it, it ain't popping. LOL. So maybe theirs never got off the ground. I don't know. Deacon Fiddle says I would never not use the phrase "let me clear my throat" for reasons because that is a huge go-go song. Well, that's the thing. And they can't then come after you and be like, no, I made that phrase up. You can't use it, right? Hello Swinky says, if you want actual bounce artists as opposed to just DJs, look up Katie Red, Big Frida, pronounced Frida, Messi Maya, Hot Boy Ronald, and Magnolia Shorty. And then we got some more. All the others off the top of my head are DJ Black and Mild and Jubilee, etc. Thank you for that. Deacon Pedro says, I still haven't heard anything of this Wiggle song. I wasn't going to play it, but I played it. So now you guys have heard the Wiggle song, okay? Hello, Swinky says, I've never heard the original in my life. Laughing my A off. Yeah. You went and listened to it before I played it. Hello, Swinky says, after hearing it, I don't think they could have won, but I'm going to defer to Bree. I was more listening to the undertone. And I thought it was the same rhythm, but it's not. Like the way that they say the words are not the same rhythm. So I'm more in agreement with you, Hello Swanky, on that one too. Hello Swanky said it doesn't sound anything like the original. LOL. The one phrase is the only thing, man. Whatever. Yeah, I agree. Now that I re-listened to it, I definitely agree. Deacon Fatal says that is rich folks' problem to me, and B does write her own music. Last I heard, The Dream also helped her write that song, and there are some other writer credits on the song, and he actually helps her with a couple. I've seen him with writer credits on a couple of her songs, but Dream does still make write really good songs. Hello Swiggy says B writes her own music. LOL. Okay. No, she might help. She might help, sure. Diana said, I'm gonna go with Diana. Says, Your Honor, time is relative. It is relative to them. Hello Swinky says, I'm with Bree on the passion. LOL. It's a mess. Like, it's too far gone, in my opinion. So-called SLP, Bree is fired up. I was a little hot. I was a little spicy. Hello Swinky says, they're lying. My mom heard explode. LOL. That's the thing. They're in the scene, right? And they say, well, Big Frida should have knew about our song because Big Frida is in the scene. But you were also in the scene. You're claiming you were displaced by Hurricane Katrina. But 21 years later, you still heard the song on Beyonce's song? You were only listening to mainstream after Katrina? I think not. Hello Swanky says also they coined the phrase, but Big Frida made it popular. Yeah, I agree. There's a different did they though? Hello Swanky, did they coin the phrase? I feel like it kind of describes the dance. Like, does that not release your wiggle? Don't describe the dance. I can't do it. So don't judge me. But you release a wiggle, right? I feel like it describes the dance, but I could be wrong. Deacon Fatal says, I would ask the artist and do my due diligence on the case. Deacon Fatal says, that's just me, though. Makes sense. Helsinki says, right, exactly. It's not their original. It's not. No. Their thing is they want the phrase. They want the phrase. Big Frida, like you said, made the song popular. She was able to be approached by Beyonce and now got a big contract with a Beyonce song and they want in on it. Like, sure, maybe you, the one that was the first one that said the phrase in a song. But who's to say that someone didn't say it and then you heard it from them and then you put it in a song, you know? So I don't know, y'all. But no, it's not the same now that I've listened to both. Hello, so he says, no, I get that. These chats are late, Brie, LOL. Hello, so he says, I wasn't talking about the licensing of this song, LOL. Hello, Sunky says, it's a great example, another classic. Roll with it. He was singing it too. I was like, I don't know why I'm dancing and singing on the on the live stream, but it happened. You heard it here first. Hello Sunky says, whoop da. Hello Sunky says, Big Frida can't probably go and claim this. Hopefully not, but we'll see. Should we not timestamp it then? I didn't play that much of it. I played like 30 seconds. Hello, so he says maybe y'all can clip it after because I think Frida's still signed and they were claiming folks, but maybe she isn't anymore. Songs from DJs are safer because they aren't originals. Makes sense. Hello, so he says this is how you dance to bounce. Are you gonna give us an example? Let me see if I can. I can't copy and paste it on here. Can I copy and paste it over here? Okay, let's see. We can show the chat how we dance to bounce. Not me, because I don't do it. I'm not good at it. Let's see here. Can I play the music on it? I feel like it wouldn't be effective if I don't. Yeah, I can't do that. See, they're releasing a wiggle. They're still releasing a wiggle. They're wiggling their legs, sure. So I don't think it's that creative to say you coined the phrase release a wiggle. The shoulders, I can't do it. I can't do it. Yeah, so there's your wiggle. Release the wiggle. Thank you, Hello Swinky, for sharing the video. Let's see. I got the link. I got the link, Kimmy. And then Hello Swinky says, including the shoulder dance Brie was talking about, the one I can't do. Okay. Diana said, I pronounced it right. So shout out to Kimmy because she helped me out in the back. Tiny says, Spicy Brie is the best. We need a Spicy Brie emoji. I don't know how to make that. I'll try to figure it out. Upside Down says, typo queen. Mackenzie Carter Cameron says, dang, Hurricane Katrina ripped my roof off in Florida, then straightened and got bigger. Yeah, strengthened and got bigger. Yeah. That was a big hurricane. Hello Monkey says, no, you're right, Brie. I take it back. They didn't coin it either. I just asked a NOLA native who would know. Right. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, sometimes you might say something in conversation and you'd be like, you know what, that sounds cool. And then an artist will hear and they'll be like, you know what, I'm going to make a song about that. You know, like kind of how Kim Kardashian made boxer braids when they're not boxer braids. They're just cornrows. Okay. So you know how celebrities do, right? You know how celebrities do. But y'all, that is all that I have for that case. I don't think it gets fast. I don't think it gets further than a motion to dismiss. I think they will motion to dismiss it and the court will dismiss it. You're beyond your statute of limitations. You should have known that the song was out. The song was on the billboards. Okay. Frida's song was on the billboards. Yours was in underground, maybe, in 2002. And then you fell off the face of the earth when Hurricane Katrina hit. And you want us to still, give you that credit that your song was out first and Frida should have known about it, but you're telling me you should not have known about it when Frida's was on YouTube around the same time yours was released on YouTube. So there's that. And then how do we know you didn't just release it because you heard Frida's coming out and you wanted one, right? So I don't know if I need to clip it for my YouTube not to get hit. I don't want to jinx myself. I haven't got hit in a long time, but I don't want to jinx myself. But either way it goes, I don't think this case gets past motion to dismiss. And if it does, like I said, I might have to quit the channel. Anyways, I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. Let's see if we hit our like goal for the stream. We're at 45 likes, so we got 5 more likes. If anyone is in the chat and has not hit the like button, this is your chance to do so. This is your chance to set, the BriHive over the limit, okay? We are almost at our like goal. I think I got a couple of more chats real quick, and then we will pop on out of here. We got Hello Sunky saying, no, it wasn't. I don't know. I don't remember what I said. Hello Sunky says, I was doing music underground then in New Orleans. Oh, the song wasn't popular then either. In New Orleans, still never heard theirs. LOL. They said it was like the main part of the Fire on the Bayou mixtape. But again, things can be popular in your own group. Like I said, maybe Sean Kingston is still making music I don't know about, but I'm just not popular in the Sean Kingston alleged fraud group. So yeah, basically these plaintiffs are trying to call Big Frida a Sean, did I say, what did I just say? Sean Kingston, Sean Kingston fraud. So I don't know. I wasn't in the bounce scene during that time, but I knew the Get It Ready. I knew that for sure. Okay. But never heard of that song. Also, I'm not like super into the bounce community, so maybe I wouldn't. I probably wouldn't know it either way. But either way it goes, no, I just don't see it. At first, I was like, okay, maybe they could win if they would have sued sooner. But now I'm like, no. And like you said, bounce music is based on sampling things illegally because no one gets permission, right? No one gets permission. Tiny D says, I don't think it's going anywhere either. It has to drop at motion to dismiss. Like it cannot go past that. It absolutely cannot go past that. And that's probably why they did not respond to your little notice a week before you filed the freaking lawsuit. You didn't even give them time to respond. Fellas, like he says, I see 46 likes. Let's see where I can see. I see 47. We got 3 more. Who's holding out on likes? Cameron says, no, I've heard versions of theirs, just never the original. Oh, makes sense. Is that also Hello Swanky on another channel hitting likes? Is this also Hello Swanky? I think it is. Okay, we're at 49. So we're going to hit the like goal. We got to see who is holding out on likes. Who's holding out on likes? Let's see if we can get it. We got one. Oh, we just hit it. So you know what it is. We are going to play our like goal animation. As you know, we have an explosion that is very loud at the beginning. So if you do not like loud noises or your volume is turned up or anything of that nature, this is your time to turn down your volume because we're going to play the like goal in 3, 2, 1. All right, shout out to the BriHive. We're going to clap. We're going to clap. We have hit the like goal. I think we got an MVB of Deacon Fatal dropping some super chats for us. And I honestly, did I miss one of your super chats? I feel like I might have missed one. Okay, no, I didn't miss one. Okay, but again, I think we got MVB. I know we haven't done one in a while, but it's going to be Deacon Fatal is our MVB for the live stream. I will catch y'all all on the next live stream, probably next Tuesday. However, there may be some changes coming to the channel, and I probably should have said this at the beginning of the stream for folks that do not stay till the end. There might be some changes to the channel where we're no longer live streaming on Tuesdays. Like I said, Kimmy and I are going to have a meeting to try to figure out some things to do with the channel that might be a little bit different. So we may be looking at live streams only on Thursdays, and then maybe doing a pre-recorded or a members only live stream on Tuesdays. But we will let y'all know once we come up with the schedule. I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend going into a new month of June. Thank you all for joining me on the live stream, our last live stream of May. Tears. I will see y'all all on the next live stream. I hope everyone has